Alright, then let's begin the morning shift. Some weird stuff on the screen. Who cares? Hello everybody, my name is Gustafsson. I'm delighted to be here to play a couple of hours of lovely chess games with all of you. And we shall start. Anybody haven't played yet? Anybody out there just got up, never played a lovely chess game, and wants to get, I don't know, a harsh lesson? What about Copto? Where's Copto from? From Mexico. These guys always finding ways through our firewall. It's too transparent. Luke has left the premises. And Copto is thinking if he wants to make a first move or not. I have a feeling he's not going to be able to do it. What is this chap? Is this chap? Copto? Anybody home? Feels like a cop-out to me, but what can you do? Let's play Miktal. E4. Time to bring the Caro-Kann. 92, so subtle. I'll play some nonsense. I don't like knight gf3. I think white should play literally any other move like c3 to avoid getting pinned. Well, now my plan is fairly easy. I want to provoke e5. Then go knight d7. Okay, e d of course you can do. But black is comfortably equal already. While Luke made a surprise reappearance, I thought he was gone, but he's still there. Where did I put my bishop? Here, maybe? Bushido Hara is asking, how long is your shift, Jan? I frankly don't know. I think it's 10 till 4. But you guys know I'm lazy, so I will have the intern Julius play around 3 of these hours. Then I think Laurent is gonna come in early, so it's gonna be, yeah. Net playing time will be like 3-4 hours.
You've seen the keys, or did you want to take them, or?
I don't know. I think I saw some lying on the table.
Yeah, I think I put them on the table, but.
I don't think I took them as far as I can tell. What's going on here? We're going back and forth? Exciting stuff.
Here you are.
Found them?
Yeah.
Tough choice. I'm trying to calculate, but it's normally not really happening. Knight f2, king f2, queen g3, king f1 takes, knight f3.
And
Tough luck.
Piece, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes bishop g3 works, but not yet. Maybe after knight f3. No, that's Ooh. Knight takes e4 is risky. It's what I always call the risky move. Because now my rook on the f file can maybe contribute. But I'm gonna take a page out of your playbook, yeah?
Yeah.
Do nothing fancy. Double
Sure,
rules.
yeah, no, it's the playbook of a Brutus, yeah?
Brutus knows his stuff.
Brutus, now we'll just clean this shit up. Make myself a bit useful. Which was you? Okay.
No, leave it so we can shame Jordan about it. Again, from his play, it looks like you can't really shame the guy. King e2. How's the bishop doing?
Is your coffee or?
There's something in it. It's glorious victory. Oh, this is a new guy. Shmuliki.
Does he have rating?
He has 2598. I don't think it's Victoria Shmuliki. That's the usual phenomenon, yeah? When you leave, everybody leaves with you. Like they don't withdraw their challenge, but they think Luke is gone. I'm off too.
Well, they were impressed that you made me speechless.
Wasn't me, wasn't me.
It was Radio Jan, yeah?
Yeah, sorry for that mania.
Stuff like that, yeah?
Shmuliki also not around? Alright. Let's find somebody who is. What about Alpinschusse? There he is. Wow. I'm not sure how many surprising Luke comebacks I'm prepared for. Playing the C3 Sicilian, an opening I last looked at in 1992. Back then we used to play knight f6, knight f3, bishop g4. Which I think is no longer, well, it's still playable obviously, but no longer en vogue. Not sure why. Oops, sorry. Queen takes d4. Really spicing it up. Where do you want to go, my bishop friend? Here maybe I can ask some questions already. g2 is hanging, knight takes e2 is also not something that you want to see as white. So you might have to play bishop f1, but then the white development could be lacking a little bit. Goes h3, he's not too concerned about my plans, but maybe he should have been.
It's good to have a cleaning boy, yeah?
It's nice, yeah. You should stop by the house sometime.
Yeah. I did already your fridge, yeah, one day, yeah?
Ah, yeah, that's true, that's true. think Alice was surprised, yeah? Like, she wasn't used to that.
Yeah. The man is doing this kind of.
Wow.
Yeah, finding money for
Very
you.
honest. I would have pocketed that cent
Yeah.
like there was no tomorrow.
I should have, but maybe next time.
Times are tough, but not that tough yet, yeah?
Yeah, for this time I thought okay, can show. Here's your 50 cents. You were bragging about.
No, I was bragging. Once again, not me, but I think some €2 might have disappeared in the process.
No, your €2 is there. To the right.
Ah. Thanks for the game Alpinschussel. And I see some requests in the chat to bring Julius back into the show. We will for sure. Like once this lazy guy shows up, which normally is like 3-4 hours before me, then we'll put him right to work. In the meantime, I'll play Vespasian. And Kimat is saying, I could pay 100 a month just to see Loek van Wely hanging around like that. That sounds like a business model for Loek. No, put some webcams into your house, like this guy Kimat will watch every step of yours.
Yeah.
Then you find 100 of these guys and you're set.
Okay, I'm off.
Yeah,
See you later.
have a
guys.
good night.
Yes.
We'll be in touch here, probably. We can get some dinner with Fressinet when his shift is over.
Yeah. You done at 6 or what?
He's, I don't know, done at 8, I guess.
Okay, whatever, yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We are playing the, what's it called? What do you call this? 3-4? Gligorich? No, what's it called? Mykonos.
Mykonos.
Yeah. It's a very complicated position. I spent a lot of time looking at it. I did some Black Rapporteur series on it and also looked at it on other occasions. It's very, very complex, all of it. H6 looks like a sensible move, stopping me from going bishop g5. I'm not sure if this bishop should go to d3 or to e2. You could even make a case for g3, but that looks a bit artificial, so I'll just go bishop d3. Probably the best he can do is cd, bishop b4 check, bishop d2 and takes. It looks like white is slightly better, but of course it's sort of similar to these, what do you call those, semi-Tarrasch positions. Well, black is quite solid. Bishop e7 looks a bit clumsy somehow with the queen still on f6. So if he castles, I'll try to get in queen e2, queen e4, ASAP to threaten some checkmates and maybe force some concessions. Even though queen e4 still has queen f5, so maybe I have to prepare it a little bit. Go some rook e1 first. Does look unpleasant for black because this queen does not have a lot of leg space. Knight c6, do I go d5? Let's see what happens. 8 looks very passive again, so I can... Thing is, queen e4, queen f5 is very, very good for me, but I still have these delusions of grandeur that I want to finish the game with the queens on board, so I'll go rook e1 when queen e4 becomes a bit more of a threat. Because now, after queen f5, I would take and then take the bishop on e7. Bishop d6 does sidestep my plan though, I'll give him that. Yeah, that's upsetting. Maybe. Time to reshuffle the horse. Queen e4, queen f5. It's still better for white, but I just can't get myself to do it. So now I'll try to go knight to e4. And hopefully something good will happen. Queen takes c3 you can play, of course, but then rook b1. My bishop comes to b2. I don't think that would be very wise. Problem black has is knight on d8 really breaks his coordination. It's standing between the rooks and it's very hard to get it out of the way. So it will remain pipe dream to go rook e8 in the future. That also means that I can probably exchange other pieces as long as this knight on d8 keeps standing there and be in pretty good shape. I'd like to go knight to e4, but then queen g6 and I can't see direct way forward. So I'll keep it simple. Queen d5 doesn't work because of rook d1 as far as I can tell. And then I just want to play c4, bishop b2. Put some more pressure on the black position. Mr. Dodgy is saying, I'd pay all the money for a Luke signed mug. We can make that happen. Give us all the money and we'll give you a Luke signed mug. Sounds like a win-win situation. Queen g6. Trying to pronounce that this knight is holding black back, and sometimes if one piece is the opponent's problem, as mentioned, it makes sense to exchange all the other pieces, because now the unfortunate situation of Mr. d8 becomes more and more of a headache for black as he's trying to coordinate. He has to go f6, knight f7, but even that might not save him. And as he's not doing it, you can see my initiative grows without doing anything really. The black position just collapses because his rooks can't communicate. And Vespasian resigns. There wasn't really much to do about my very simple threat of taking the unlucky knight, ending the game. Let's play more chess. Karpov number 15. For another first timer. I'm always careful about you guys with 1600 because I don't know if you just start playing some games or if that's your level. But I guess we'll find out. Play c4. I will play c5. e5 positions. I believe e5 should be the best move, grabbing space in the center. But they're too complex for me. Well, here, I just do whatever he does. How bad could it be? e4 right here. I've never been very big on this development scheme, this whatever we call it, Botvinnik, I think, is somewhat more poisonous if black has a pawn on e5, not on c5. It's still playable for sure, but nothing that concerns me all that much. Generally, I'll prepare b5. Once he goes bishop e3, I'll put a knight on d4. If he goes g4, I'll go f5. That's normally the two things I know about these positions. Rook b1 looks very sensible. I think we've established Mr. Karpov 15 might not be a 1621 level player. Then again, you can always change my mind by blundering a piece. It's always appreciated. Not really threatening anything yet. Knight takes e2, knight takes e2. And queen takes c3, knight takes c3. But maybe, eventually, threats will appear. Karpov 15, taking his time here. As mentioned, I don't have a plan, so I'll just make some half-useful moves like bishop d7, because often I forget in these lines that c6 is hanging at the end of something. So might as well do that, and I don't feel any need to play f5 until he goes g4. He goes rook f2, looks sensible, wants to double rooks on the f-file. Maybe the time has come to dull it up even further. Because strategically I'm doing very well. Rook e2, yeah, that's changing the discussion from strategy to grabbery. He had to play knight takes e2 when I was going to exchange queens and claim I'm slightly better because of blah blah blah. Well, now it's just a piece. Queen c2. Nothing to see here. The good thing about having more pieces is that often you can attack something with more attackers than he can defend it with. So yeah, this is not particularly difficult. Run! Okay, let's go home. And Karpov 15 resigns. Thanks for the game, Mr. Karpov. play against Arges. Where Arges at? Sicilian. You know. Did we do this already? Or is everybody just playing d3? I can't recall. Maybe I've played this exact game against Arges already. I do not remember. Now we just have a Marocci structure where white is slightly better, but of course it's very playable for black as well. Instead of our exciting Mora gambeteering. The problem with these Marocci structures is black always looks fine, but white does have more space. So if you can't make anything happen, like some strategically advantageous trades, like get rid of this bishop or get in b5, then once everybody's fully mobilized, black will eventually start suffering from that lack of space. e6 is a risky decision because e6, if you don't get in d5, you've just committed your d6 pawn to endless suffering. So e6 I wouldn't have done, but as mentioned, it's tough to play these positions with black if you don't get anything in very quickly. I'll probably instead of knight d7 play some, instead of bishop d7, play some early knight d7, knight e5. As I was talking, I was wondering if bishop c6, queen d6 just works for me, and it looked like it does. So that's bad news for Arges. Another thing I'm wondering, if he goes knight e8, should I play c5 or should I restrain myself? The line I'm trying to calculate is c5, queen a5, knight d5, queen takes d2, knight e7, check, king h8, and rook takes d2, which looks promising, but my position is so nice I don't really feel the urge to get my knight stranded there. So I'll just keep it boring. Even though bishop d4 is probably objectively a bad move, he can take and play e5, and he's still in business, which is more than he deserved. Okay, I think the time has come. He could play rook c7, cd, rook d7, when I'll probably just go e5, bishop f3, f3, when my pawn on d6 should outweigh the slight weakening of my king. Don't really see what black can do here. d5 I'll take. Check. I was hoping for knight f6 to have him stuck in that pin. But black's position is pretty hopeless, no matter what. Of course I can always mess up, but generally extra pawn, better light piece, is not all that much. for black to look forward to. Time to move in for the kill. No killing yet. All right. Guess is hanging in there. But yeah, his problem is there's really nothing to hope for. F7 is weak, B7 is weak. So if I manage not to blunder a piece, which is admittedly a big if, then yeah, there is no good outcome. Too many weaknesses. And guess resigns. Thank you for the game. Alright. Let's play someone fun. Not meaning guess wasn't fun. Who sounds like fun? Gravator, are you fun? Gravator from France. His name stands for... I don't know. Let me look it up. Gravator. Gravatar. I'm getting some results for Gravatar. Globally recognized avatars. But no, none for Gravator. So maybe it's... I don't know. I just don't know. He plays e4. I'll play as modern as I possibly can. This g6 bishop g7 is one of those lines that I don't really trust, but I often wish I had the guts to play it more often when I'm in a want to win, must win, or whatever you want to call it, situation with black, because my e4, e5 is not really that well suited for it. f4... I don't know what to do. Knight f6, knight c6, c5. Yeah, this looks pretty good for white, I have to admit. Looks like a weird Alekhine where I already committed to g6, bishop g7. Can't be that great. But I'm not sure how bad it is either. I need to figure out some idea how to undermine that center. Problem with c5 is it just takes, and yeah. The structure is generally pretty hard to play. Same with DE, DE. I don't know, can't say anything better, but I'm not happy. Very unhappy. Mr. Dodgy, dropping knowledge. Is he? It's interesting for us to see how they beat 2800s, but I think it's interesting for 1800s to see how they beat up 2100s. I'm just trying to beat anybody, really. But no, of course you always have these discussions, like should we play more higher rated players or more lower rated players or whatever. My approach has always been, and I'm aware that doesn't always make the most interesting shows, but equal rights everybody should get to play at least one game, and then when there's choices, I very randomly click on the list, but I normally don't really prioritize rating. I do agree though that of course it's, at least for some people, more interesting to have some more higher rated clashes. I never felt it was really the spirit of Banter Blitz, so I don't know, I'm a bit lazy, but in general would make sense to have maybe some more Banter Blitzer matches where strong players play against each other and maybe you get both perspectives, that kind of stuff. Because, yeah, I don't know, this might be me hating to lose games. As a competitor, if it's like a strong opponent, I always feel, but I'm at a big disadvantage. I have to talk all this nonsense here. So you never really see the purity of my thoughts. So yeah, I think for strong players, it's the most fun if you have two Banter Blitzers playing each other. But I don't know. I don't have the formula, but my approach is always play anybody, really. Knight h4. I thought I was breaking through Gravator's defenses already. But I'm not. Knight h4 is a fairly decent resource. Let's play this weird looking move. He can't take because then knight takes, forks up the rooks. Queen d2 is what I was thinking about, but then I thought after a5 somehow his whole queenside situation is very clumsy as well. He goes queen e2. No. I was hoping to grab material with de, queen d4, but there's no real material to be grabbed. So, can I do better than that? Could play e6, but just knight f3. Doesn't seem like it's helping me all that much. Should d3 looks like a move. Yeah, I'll start with this and then after de. Try to find some way. Trying to calculate de, knight d3, knight takes c2. But you know how it normally goes when I try to calculate stuff. I just stare at the position for a while and then make whatever move. Fe makes my life a bit easier, because now I can take this pawn with check, also hitting the h4 knight. So yeah, that did not help Gravator's chances. Well, after d, I still couldn't see a win. Like, there must be something good, but I don't think it's over just yet. Great White is saying, it never came into question to have live shows from the Bundesliga. I'm not sure what you mean. You mean like live broadcast commentating the Bundesliga matches? I sometimes do that for the top matches, like Solingen and Baden-Baden, I think, in the past when I wasn't playing. Which, let's face it, it's pretty much always. I've been doing commentary, and often the local hosts in Bundesliga have different hosts. They decide to put up commentary, which we then embed. So I'm not sure if that's what you mean. We did for one of these Berlin weekends, we did commentary in English as well, trying to cover all the matches. But honestly, no one was watching. I don't think the interest is that high, which is sad because you have a lot of strong players, but people don't really know who's going to be playing whom, and you don't have real marquee matchups. So I could be wrong about this, but yeah, literally no one was watching that show. Well, not literally, obviously. But yeah, there was very little interest in that English broadcast from the Bundesliga. But there will often be some, normally in German, from On Location. Well, I play against Zibi. Mr. Dodgy is saying, by the way, before Wise Dodgy leaves us forever, why is it so hard to give premium? Make it easy for people to give you money. I do agree with that. It's on to-do lists and stuff, but I don't know. It would be a very good thing for us to have, obviously. What do I play against ZB? Let's play it normal. Great White is saying the biggest chess league in the world needs a bit of prepping, eh? Once again, I'm not quite sure. What do you mean? Define prepping. Bishop e3, I guess knight g4 is critical. This e5 is always what you hope for when you go for an early bishop e3. Because now white gets his dream setup with knight to d2. I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, which was not yesterday. Great Way saying, run few shows, build up audience. Yeah, once again, when it comes to live broadcasts, I don't think there is much of an audience for German Bundesliga in English market. So we normally focus on events that people are more interested in. But yeah, maybe we'll change one day. I'd certainly like it to. Great White is saying, this is a great chess event, which is not presented properly, at least not outside Germany. Yeah, I'm a fan of the Bundesliga, I agree with you, but the interest is not that high. He says there are many of the best players in the world, which you could argue about. Most of them are, fortunately for me, on my team, on Baden-Baden. So you don't very often have clashes between two 750 plus players, let's say, which once again is normally what people want to see, because no disrespect to all these players that are much stronger than me playing in Bundesliga, but very often if it's like 2720 versus 2680, a lot of people will not be that familiar with the players and won't set their alarm clock to watch that game if there's no history with that guy or some backstory. But yeah, I'd like the Bundesliga to be more popular, but frankly, it's not Chess24's job, or, well, obviously we work with the Bundesliga, but there's only so much responsibility we can take for growing the league, but I really, really hope that grows even further, because it is a great product with many great players. I'm just moving around here now. I'm threatening knight b6 for a change. And yeah, black is in trouble because he has all these weaknesses. On the queen side, and not much to show for it on the king side. I'm continuing to mess around on this side of the board. And Zibby's life is not getting any easier. The rook is trapped. Is it time to take it? I guess so. If not, my pieces might start looking a bit silly on that side of the board. Game is still not completely over. Like, obviously, white should be winning, but this bishop now has sort of pleasant diagonal by going to h6, and some care will still have to be taken. I'm not sure, probably I should just take on d7, but somehow I didn't want to, and I thought this knight could help covering the e3 square. When, if I castle, let's say, bishop h6, I didn't want this bishop to start staring me down. Well, now the knight did not manage to cover the e3 square, but maybe we'll find a new line of work on c6, so one of those squares. Actually, I should have played rook a7, knight a5 was yet another lazy move. Fe, I guess Fe, knight e4. Bit tempting as well, but I can't really see what's wrong with Fe breezed. I've gone full passive ever since I took that exchange, which is normally not the way to do it. Because being exchange up should not be a blank check for not making one more active move in that game. It should give you an advantage if you keep making active moves once the going gets tougher. But the way I've done this is not really exemplary technique. At least my knight can go back to c4. And don't get me wrong, I still think I'm winning. I'm just saying that generally, often once one is material up, you can get into this very flawed mindset that now I just have to keep everything protected and try to exchange as many pieces as I can and things will be good. Well, really, you should use your material advantage to chase new either material or positional gains. So how do I do that? Yeah, maybe. I could take on e5, but I don't like it. Note to self, don't blunder any bishop e3 checks. Thanks, Jan. Note to self, still don't blunder any bishop e3 checks, even though I know you want to. Now I want to make an active move. Be warned, Zibby. This rook, this extra exchange, didn't look like much so far, but it's coming. Maybe, he goes to f6 anyway. Still, reveal your intentions, sir. See, life gets much easier once you start playing actively. Someone should have told me that. Now Caesar can get the job done. Still pinned. And Zibby calls it a day. Yeah, generally. There's e5 or the other way around, e5 followed by knight c6. It's just a very unpleasant line for black to play here. You should play knight g4 in this position. So yeah, thanks for the game. And let me play Don Vito 30. Vito boy. I think I played Don Vito. Everybody else is scared of Don Vito. But I think I've played him once before in this Banterthon. He gives a check. I alternate here between bishop d2 and knight bd2. But as a bishop fan, knight bd2 feels like the more correct move to me somehow. He combines b6 with bishop e7, which is rare. Normally if you play b6 you take on d2. Well, if you castle you go bishop back to e7. And this mix might be a bit of a toxic combination. Because on these lines, black would much rather have castled than, at least I would guess so, than having played b6. Because now it's already tough to maintain the center without making concession, either f5, after which I take, or taking on d2, when it's once again hard for black to castle. So yeah, this looks like a pleasant position for me to begin with. And against my better judgment, I will make some active moves. Like, really young would castle here and then play something extremely boring. But h4 does look a bit tempting, intending some maybe castles, rook h3, rook g3, stuff like that. Even though, not gonna lie, I'm not that good in these positions where I stray a little off the beaten path in order to create attacking chances. Not my specialty. e6 looks a bit tempting. fe bishop g6 check, but does that line continue? Maybe it doesn't have to continue. Maybe you just do it, give the check, and then you play some normal moves. Because it's king on f8, it's gonna be very hard to extricate. I just wanna go rook a1, put pressure on this e6 pawn, and then something should hopefully give. Queen e7, which you want to play, runs into queen takes c7, which is pretty unpleasant. So once again, Don Vito in danger. He does go queen e7. He wants queen c7, bishop a6, but I'm worried that he missed bishop b4, Don Vito. And that's a painful one to miss, is it not? I'm wondering if it makes any sense to try to show off with d takes c5. Unfortunately, I don't think it does. But I'd like to. dc, queen c7, cb6 check, queen e7 back. And there's not that much to show for my showing off. So I probably shouldn't do it. Sad. What should I do? Queen c6, rook c8. Also not winning yet. All of this is very upsetting. You know what? Hashtag do not hurry. Not sure why I'm not hurrying. I'm really playing horribly. Again. Jan does nonsense again. Because he has a5, which I missed. He missed it too. Yeah, the black position here is still very sad. Even after a5, I like my chances because it's so hard to untangle this king side with the rook on h8 and the king on g8. It's really, really hard to get the pieces going. And that normally should be bad news for black. Where to go? d2, a5, doesn't really matter. Because he's just playing with fewer soldiers. b3 is sort of unnecessary, but just so that this pawn does not come back to give me nightmares. d5, well, yeah, it's still the same theme. That black doesn't have enough pieces to operate with. Rookie boy. Rookie boy is not contributing. g5 is sort of a stupid plan, because that would allow Rookie Boy to rejoin the action. So I'm not really going to do it. Just pretending. Now let's try to create some threats. My plan is to give this check. I'm not going to lie. Once again, we see this situation. It's not great. No way out, Don Vito. Don Vito is preferring to study this position a little further, weighing the pros and cons of bishop e7, rook e7, rook b8, bishop b8. There's not that many pros, so he does resign. Thanks for the game, Don Vito. And I will play against Mr. Bushido Hara. Bushido fan, or does Bushido Hara stand for something else? He goes e4. I will play c5. Bishop b5. So far, so solid. By Bushido Hara. Knight f6 not the main move, obviously. g6 is all the rage, and e6 also move. But here after knight f6, the pawn is under attack, Bushido Hara. You shouldn't just give me that pawn. I'm very, very greedy. I guess I should just go back. Knight e6 is tempting, but it's such a clumsy square for the knight. We know how hard it is in the Berlin to get that knight going once it's... sorry. Once it's on d6, so I'm just putting it back. And maybe try to get some pieces out. Not sure why I went e6, g6, bishop g7. Somehow feels more natural. Kimat is saying, I hope Laurent will be the guest of the last hour. He was so impressive yesterday against Laurent. Don't try to ironic Laurent. No, Laurent, sorry, Laurent you can ironic. Laurent you can't ironic. He does not have a filter. He will take everything you say at face value and he will think, yeah, I was pretty impressive. This guy's not wrong. So be careful. I will ask some questions just because I want to know if Bushido Hara will take care for this bishop or if he will, I don't know, testify against him. Nope. He did a good job. Bring the bishop to c2, which actually really scares me. I don't want him to get a clear side of the goal by playing d4, pointing all the way to h7, so I'm going to try to block him. Mr. Doji is saying it's important to give Laurent one compliment per show to keep his spirits up. I used to think that, but I now believe that he is unbreakable. Like, you can say whatever you want, his spirits, they might be down for a moment, but they'll be right back up. And there are questions if he has picked up his mug yet. I will just say that he did not waste any time saying, okay, just to be clear, I want that mug, I wasn't joking. No one thought you were, Laurent. Bushido Hara has done a decent job getting the pieces out, but of course he is at a bit of a disadvantage ever since I took that pawn on e4, so it's hard to get a real grip in the center or a stronghold. Now queen d2, I'm not sure where that queen wants to go. I think generally it's tough because the position is bad, but he should have tried to get this bishop out, play rook to b1 and then bishop f4 or bishop to g5. Well, queen d2 sort of blocks your bishop. The other bishop is already restricted by your pawns, so it gets tough to make moves, and you see that in rook to e4, which gives me more food. Feg is asking, Jan, have you seen Fire? I've watched the Netflix Fire. I have not seen the Hulu Fire. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Made me think that we should maybe have a chess tournament on a private island. 10 models and Lawrence Trent guaranteed in attendance. We sell all these private villa packages. Sounds like a great business model. I've never been to the Bermudas. If you haven't seen Fire, I didn't mean anything. I just said, watch Fire, it's fun. Fire with a Y. It's a documentary on Netflix and a documentary on Hulu about the same event. Or fun is maybe the wrong word, but it's very much of the times, I would say. And I enjoyed it greatly. I'm not sure I enjoyed that Bushido Hara's pieces got some breathing room here. But I am in exchange in the pawn up, so that's the good news. Still, now in general he could go e5, have his bishop directed towards h7. This bishop is active again. So I gave him more than he deserves, but still fairly in control. And I'm aware of the rating difference and that I'm gonna win this game, but I'm just trying to, maybe help a little bit by pointing out some stuff you could think about. Now after a3, a knight e5 looks like a decent move. By the way, our computer, or I'm not sure if it's a computer or chess24 or something, but it feels like it's reacting a bit slowly. Maybe that's what you get for letting it run for 72 hours straight. But it's the name of the event, literally. Franks is saying, Jan, do you think Banterthon will get first in leaderboard? I have no idea. Like, what's first? Banterthon is what, 2303? I guess there must be some people with at least 3,400, no? So it's probably going to be tough. But who knows? We'll have a look around when there's a couple hours to go, if we can give it a shot. Bishop d2, but the discovered attack is coming. Knight 2 he takes, to his credit, very quickly. But knight takes e3 is wrong, usually, yeah. Before you recapture such things, have a look around what pieces could be under attack. And here it is the bishop. I need a bathroom break. I will check if Julius is in the house to keep crushing you all. If not, I'll be back very, very quickly. Bye. And we have some stay tuned footage. I like the canned version better, but I guess we should go with it.
Okay, now we have sound as well, that's good. So now we can play. Let's see, let's play against Page A. Kima to say sound is off, now it should all work. Tekian did fix it. So let's see. So d4, d5, let's see. Let's play this system. He plays f6, that's actually, I think, one of the strong moves. Now I think you're supposed to go here, but I'm not sure. So he goes knight c6. I think there are some lines where you can sack a pawn with knight c3 now, but I do not remember. Let's go for it. So he goes here. What should I do now? Maybe it's time to protect the pawn. I can also try queen b3. Okay, queen b3 just takes, and then there's an annoying fork. Goes e6. I don't know. Somehow I have a feeling that I didn't achieve that much. Let's go e3. Maybe I can somehow get his bishop. That would be a starting point. So let's take queen g4 maybe, or bishop d3. f5. Let's go c1. Some speculations about the number 1 in bullet on chess 24, Laurent. I don't know him. So he goes queen g5, attacking my poor pawn, and if I go g3, maybe he wants to take or something. Shouldn't work. So let's go for it. The chess 24 rating doesn't go higher than 5,000, otherwise Laurent would have surpassed it. Yeah, that's true. He already complained about it, I think. I slightly prefer my position because I have the bishop pair, but now I think maybe I've... Should I do this? Yes. Now I attack his queen with my bishop, and I can also make a nice push in the center. But still, you think he can go like queen h5, nothing too bad should happen for him. Plays f4. I think that is not a good move. At least I hope so. Because now I have this move a tempo, and then I can take on f4. And then I'm up a pawn. So he tries to create some chaos, but I have a feeling that this shouldn't work. So I'm up a piece, so I will try to exchange this one. I'm not sure. The problem is if he doesn't exchange, then he will lose this pawn as well, so he probably has to. I take with the knight of the bishop. I take with the knight. Goes f3. Some nice squares. Now I'm threatening this one and this one, so he protects with king f7. What can I do? Maybe just castles. Let's castle. Oh my goodness. And I just blundered the whole night. Wow. Wow. Oof. This is so bad. Even for my standards. This is really bad. Maybe I can somehow get a little bit back now. I think I'm lucky and I'm just not completely lost yet. But probably I'm better actually, because now I will take this pawn and I have the bishop pair and the structure is bad and so on and so forth. But anyway, I was just up a piece and now I'm not up a piece anymore. So king e6, I take. Probably knight d4. I should give a check. And And now I would like to go f4, but probably you can just play e4. Maybe some cheap trick. If he takes, I take with check. Let's go for it. It's very unlikely that he's going to take. He didn't. So now... This is so bad. Okay, let's go here. I'm very afraid that I will lose so many rating points as yesterday in my very first game. So I will really try to at least flag him, if I'm not able to outplay him. Let's put some pressure on this knight, because I want to take this pawn here. Now I think my opponent made a mistake. Because now he will lose at least a piece. And he resigns. Thanks for the game. Again, very tough start. And well played for a player with 1700. Just better than me. But somehow I managed to win. Let's play Tactic Monster. Let's play something different. Something with b3. If Tactic Monster is around. Probably he's not. Oh, he is. Okay. Okay. This is a very primitive opening. In general, I just try to go like 95, f4, queen f3, queen h3, or a rook lift, and then somehow mate him. But normally it doesn't work. But I try it anyway all the time. So what should I do here? Should I go a3? Yeah, let's go a3 first, to stop any knight before nonsense. Let's start my plan to mate him. F4 or no F4? Let's go F4. How is it to work with Jan and Peter? I don't really work with them, but it's very nice to have them around. And I also managed to play against all of them on the Chess24 board there. But I lost all the games. So he plays knight e4, which is a good move and probably completely just stops my attack. So I'm very disappointed. Probably just f5 and he's all white. I won my first game.
Boom.
f6. Probably I should take. Let's take. Now I have at least a target. But probably after bishop d5 it's just completely equal. And I have to, yeah. What can I do? Go away?
Yeah, why not?
At least keep some pieces on the board. The trick to beating Jan is lull him asleep by blundering most of the stuff. That's a good trick, I
Yeah,
guess.
that sounds like a good strategy. Everyone should try that.
At least now I'm up on the clock a little bit. Very solid. What can you do? I will try to bring the rook to the d file.
Nice.
Very nice one. Okay, let's change the screen.
Oh, I have to stop leaning back. I think this two-player screen is a little small. No, maybe camera Jan can try to zoom in a bit. Maybe not. No, it's probably not about the zooming. Oh yeah, I know what to do.
Also, too much in the middle. Let's move away. Okay.
So I can tech Jan. Just try something. We'll try not to lose on time. That's better. There you go.
Thanks.
Oh, I forgot my coffee.
I don't know what I'm playing for here. I will probably go Queen h3, and if he goes f5, going for some nonsense on the g file maybe. Let's start this genius plan. Guess he will play f5. And now my bishop might at some point become some strength. Rook f6. Can I now take something? I think so.
Just go for it. He has rook h6 and rook g6, but you have
But
decision Zug.
Yeah, that was my plan.
Looks like a good plan.
Seems to work.
Tactic monster.
Ah, yeah, indeed. What a move. Take a bishop. And now I will try to go for an attack on the g file anyway. Although now I could probably also try just to win with an extra piece. But why?
Yeah, I wouldn't even dream of touching that g-pawn. Rook d2, rook d1, do nothing. Well, okay. It's also allowed to check that. What's happening? Are people waking up? Buckcat is saying, hi lads, hey Jan, enjoyed your lecture on the WCC prep. What's that, the video series with Laurent and Peter Heine? Thanks, Buckcat.
Let's go.
Wow.
Probably after bishop f6 there will be no mate. So just weak making. But
You have an extra piece, so there is some leeway.
some hope, some hope.
H6,
Now?
he's asking for it. Oh, tactic monster.
Oof.
Not sure who's the monster here.
Great. Good game, tactics monster. It was equal most of the time, and then
You blundered a piece.
yes.
Let's play some hand and brain. I feel brainy.
Good, good. Materialist, I think I played him already.
I like this name, How Anna, but it's 3 minutes is too tough for hand and brain.
That's true.
We need a 5-minute challenge.
This is a little bit too strong. Let's play Mousy Line.
Mausi Line. Du musst nicht traurig sein. Pawn.
Alright.
Pawn. Knight. My specialty, the French defense. Pawn. 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 Queen. Queen. Wow, theory battle against Mousy Line. I know nothing. That's a lie, I know stuff. Pawn? Do you want to take on c2, Mousy Line? Looks risky.
A little bit.
Wow.
Very happy that I don't have to decide what to do.
Bishop.
This one.
Looks good to me. Knight.
We should have good compensation.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if knight or bishop because he has queen g4, but it's too tempting. Just try to trap Mousy Line's queen. Doesn't go for it. Alright, queen.
Not so sure. What is clever here? Let's go.
I like it. Knight.
I think I have to go here.
Yep. Still want your queen, Mousy Line? Keeps escaping. Very upsetting. Indeed. Okay, bishop.
This looks active.
Yeah, that's what I wanted, but I don't really see how to win, so we might just have to play positionally.
After knight g7, at least the queen is again
Yeah,
some danger.
some hope to embarrass Her Majesty.
Tough decisions, yeah.
Mousy lines under a lot of pressure here. Maybe regretting this queen takes c2 pawn grab. That looked like too much.
Maybe calculating bishop d7, knight e6, something like this.
Yeah, I thought that just works.
Yeah, probably.
Mr. Dodgy is saying, sometimes I wonder what Jan likes about chess. Hates messy positions, hates grinding, hates endgames. Come on, you know the answer. I like winning positions. I like opening theory. I like looking at opening theory so I can get a winning position. That's about it. Knight.
Looks good. Moe 01, I think it's us, the chess masses. They
No.
love so much.
I just like you and Mr. Dodgy Murray. Everybody else I despise. King. Bishop. Rook.
So precise.
Not sure. I think it was more precise to go rook before bishop, actually. Yeah. No, it's like a crazy rook. So many options. King. Pawn. Not so easy.
Fighting back.
Bishop. King.
But we start to consolidate.
Rook.
Playing well.
He's tough. Mousy line. Queen. Pawn.
Pawn. Swarm. Does it?
Yeah, I didn't think much. I thought you can either go aggressive or you can play a4 if you don't feel like so. King.
Doesn't hurt too much this square, I guess.
We will find out. Pawn. Queen.
Playing for a mating net or what's going on there? Doesn't look like it.
Pawn. Queen. Queen. Oh, mousy line. Trouble.
Another nice Zwischenzug.
Mousy line resigns. Played well though.
Yeah, good game. I think, yeah, Queen takes C2 was probably a little bit too ambitious.
Yeah, that doesn't look like
And then
it
there
should
was
work.
a lot of trouble, but it was very tough. Very tough. One more hand in Wayne?
Sure.
Okay. Some strong opponent.
Let's take down
Phoenix.
whoever it is. Phoenix 89. Knight. Pawn. Bishop. King. Pawn.
I think this knight of 3, b3 order is the most clever way to get this bishop b2 setups, because after b3 in the first move there's always e5, right?
Yeah, this line is not so stupid, I think, actually. After 3 bishop b2, d5 is a smart move, then e3, c5. But it depends on your general
I
plans.
don't know such subtle
No, I said bishop, so you didn't have a chance to do it.
Ah,
but-
okay. Even knight.
Knight.
No clue.
Pawn. Knight. King. Pawn.
Not sure.
Yeah, we're playing b6.
Ah, okay.
This can't be too bad. Phoenix and deep thought.
Yeah, it's probably about equal, right?
Well, we still have to equalize, but I think we'll match. Queen.
We have to equalize.
Yeah, after 95 we should be good. Bishop.
One at tempo.
Rook. Rook.
Looks fine.
Yeah, should be alright. Marky Mark is saying, Jan, you should give your orders a little more dramatically. Try the Roman Emperor approach at the Colosseum. Like this? Yeah. I can't signal peace like that. Queen! Whoa, did I get a text message? It's unlikely. Probably someone liked my tweet or something. That's as close as I come to a human interaction. There's a discussion. Aren't all IMs technically also FM and CM? No, I don't think so. I think you can only have one chess table at a time. You can be a doctor and a grandmaster, but you can be a grandmaster and... Oh, it's our move? Sorry. What do we want to do? Pawn.
Oh, this one. All doctors are grandmasters, but not all grandmasters are doctors.
That is correct.
Mr. Dodgy is always correct.
Now, there's some Grandmaster Doctors, no? There's Grandmaster Doctor Carsten Müller.
Ah, he's a doctor?
Yeah, he cures Grandmasters. He's a Grandmaster Doctor. But no, he's a doctor. Pawn.
I'm a little bit afraid of some takes and d4.
I'm not afraid. Knight.
Yeah, I'm less afraid. A little bit annoying, this threat.
Which guy? Oh, sorry, I thought you said a little bit annoying, this guy.
I don't know, not this guy. This threat here on a2.
Ah, for the guy. Yeah. He's in big trouble. I'd like to win materials, but I don't see how yet. Bishop.
He started to move backwards. Oh, that...
He's finally retreating. I should speed up a little. Bishop.
Now we managed to bring the bishop to the great diagonal anyway.
Finally.
Somehow.
Oh, and of course, Chess 24's own Dr. Pepe Cuenca. Knight.
Ah, that's correct. In what is he a doctor?
No one knows. He just says, trust me, I'm a doctor. Pawn.
No, this one.
So many choices, so little time.
So tough. Okay.
Rook. Queen. rook. Queen. Don't make me think, sir. Okay, no time to think. Queen. 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 King. 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 Pawn. Pawn.
This was probably terrible. Wait.
Doesn't matter. Pawn. Pawn. Knight. King. Bishop. Bishop. Pawn. Knight. 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 Knight.
That's
Knight.
close.
Bishop.
Check.
Bishop. Knight.
Oh, sorry.
Pawn.
Pawn.
It's okay.
It was just.
Still pawn. Bishop. Knight. Solid flagging there.
Yeah, that was great game.
Excellent job. Can you handle one more guy?
Yeah, I can handle one more and then
I will make some fake
I will
replies on Slack and then
leave
get back to the action.
Grandmasters. Okay, one last game. Let's play Mr. Dodgy himself. Probably is a better chess player than me. I'm very excited to play against him. Flagging is impressive. Yeah, it's really, really impressive. Sorry, Phoenix. But also thanks for the game. Mr. Dodgy is not around. What is going on here? Is Jan shift over? Yeah, Jan will take over soon. I will play one more game. So I guess I have to abort this game. I'm sorry, Mr. Dodgy. Some non-premium challenges. Let's play quiz. Quiz 96. Who plays e4? Yeah, sorry, Mr. Dodgy. I don't know what was going on there. I thought you are watching all the time. Always good to play at least one Sveshnikov every session. .95. Now I would Jan and his preparation for the world champion himself in this line. I know something here, but I don't know. Maybe it's cleverer to start with 97, but probably it doesn't matter at all. A3, that looks a little bit slow, to be honest. Because you can just go b4 without playing a3. But maybe he's scared that I play a5 after b4 and then he cannot play a3 because of these rooks. So maybe it's not such a stupid move actually. Let's develop the knight. I think normally white goes for some f4 here. So there has to be a reason for it. So maybe I should go f4 myself. And just play for... Let's just go for it. I will try to make a rook lift and mate him. As a dragon player, I'm really mad at the world champion match because everybody suddenly plays the Rosolimo line. Yeah, a lot of players started to play Rosolimo, that's true. But if you play the normal dragon with d6, then there is no Rosolimo line, right?
That is true.
Probably means the accelerated dragon.
Also, I thought the Rosolimo became less popular after the World Championship match. Before, everybody was playing 3 bishop b5. Now more people are back to d4.
Yeah? I don't know.
At least in Vike. Wow, topical stuff. Rook f6, rook h6, so aggressive.
I don't know. I'll just try bishop f8, queen h4, and then sack on h3.
Very aggressive.
Hope for the best.
I think queen e8, queen h5 is a safer route normally.
Yeah. That is of course.
Bishop f8, you can play some boring queen e1 move.
But I think this is always very, very dangerous for white, right?
Yeah, all these lines are dangerous for both sides.
I would already like to go like knight takes c5. You think this works?
Up to you. I'm good with anything.
Takes.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. It's very tempting. Because if I play something slow, then you can go like knight f2, protecting the pawn. Yeah, you missed Mr. Dodgy. I took his challenge, but he was not around.
Wow.
And this is
It's a bitter disappointment.
just 24.
Even Mr. Dodgy takes time off Banterthon. What has the world come to?
Yeah, to be honest, it feels just very matey right after takes.
Does look quite matey. Chris 96 in the tank.
I think it's already tough, right? Because if you go no knight f2, then
It's a bit sad.
there's a lot of... And even then I can go like rook g6, maybe just mating anyway. Bishop h4, whatever. So he takes...
Drama.
I think generally you should make such a decision quick, right? Just
What?
because b takes c5, because everything else is sort of hopeless.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Just take the piece and then hope for the best if nothing else works.
So bishop h4.
Yeah, why not?
After king g1, maybe just bishop g3.
Nah, he's gonna play g3.
Okay. Now I can take both ways. But he's running to e3 anyway. Let's take like this.
It takes.
Ah,
That
he
looks
takes
like a
that.
mistake.
It's-
King
that's-
e3 was only chance.
Now there should be a mate. Yes. And he resigns. I think
Nice
that's,
game.
that's it for me, right?
Well, I'm sure you'll make a comeback, but yeah, thanks for now, Julius.
Yes. Thanks for the games.
What else do we have going on? Borrow my cot. 0-1. He won the first game? Ah, it was against me, I remember. Was this King's Indian. Let's see if I can do better this time around. Good old Trompovsky. If nothing else works, there's always a Trompovsky. This line, it's playable for black of course, but at least white setup is fairly easy. You put your pieces here, then you go for b4 and hope to create inroads on the queen side. I never studied it, but it feels like white should be somewhat better. I guess bishop e6, I'll put the queen on d3, then just continue pushing my queenside pawns. h5 looks like a principled move. Do I worry about h4? Not really. I'll just keep pushing. Run! Generally, you want to attack a pawn chain at its base, so the idea is to go a6 next move, or after hg, hg, and then try to make this construction crumble, ideally before I get mated on the king side. Because I have to take some care after hg, hg, knight g4, not to run to some queen g5, queen h5, queen h2 checkmate. But it looks like there should still be defensive resources. I can go knight g4, let's say bishop f3, queen g5, king g2. So it doesn't feel too matey yet, but black certainly has some counterplay. Borrow my cot, thinking deeply. So let me try to do some thinking too. CB, I'll go CB, then B7 is hanging. A6 still looming, but maybe that's the best he can do. CB, CB, rook B8. And he does. Okay, time to develop a bit. I don't really see any other plan for him but this knight g4 business I mentioned. Do I need this rook? Maybe I should keep it around for now to keep an eye on f2. G5 is possible, of course, but it also does weaken his structure, so it's a tough decision to make. Goes HG, HG. Now, once again, note to self, don't get checkmated on H2. But if I can avoid that, I should be doing alright. Boromarkot, taking a lot of time here. Maybe there's some weird lines like knight g4, bishop f3, knight e5, te, de, trying to get an e4, but I'll take my chances. Yeah, this is the construction I was talking about, so I can meet queen h6 or whatever with rook h1. Here's bishop f6, what is the point? I want king g7, rook h8. Okay, we'll live with that. Is this a good move? Somewhat tempting, but maybe it's pointless. I don't know, somehow this move I found irresistible. I'm not sure if it makes any sense. It forces the queen to the h-file. Then again, maybe that's where she wanted to go all along. Here we are. There's no threats currently, right? At least I hope not. So I can try to include one more piece in the game. Even though there's bishop d8. I have to admit I missed bishop d8. Doesn't go bishop d8. Then let's take some stuff. How do I overload his defenses? Queen here maybe? Threatening, or maybe threatening d5 check. I still don't really see a threat. But maybe that's just ignorance and not an actual lack of threats. Does he have a threat? If I just take. Still don't see it. Knight e3 check, I take. Now I was hoping I could finally cash in. Give me that rook. Queen b2 check, I can once again take. He does try it, which, yeah, fair enough, but that I spotted. Good game against Boromarkot, dangerous player. Leveling the scores, yay me. Who else is in the house? Shupi. The site is responding kind of slowly. But for now, as long as it does respond, we'll keep going. Here we are. Knight f3, knight c3. The eternal question. I'm not much of a Catalan guy, so I will bring both my knights out and see what system Shupi has in store for us. He's a classical guy, plays the Queen's Gambit. And nowadays everybody's so booked up in these e3, c5 lines, so maybe I should try to confuse Shupi? Can Shupi even be confused? He seems unconfusable. He goes b6. A lot of ways to play against b6. Karana recently played all the lines in his matching as Nakamura. He went for bishop d3, he went for queen a4, he went for queen c2, rook d1. I don't think any line has established itself as the main line yet. The consensus is black equalizes, but he has to be very precise as far as I can tell. I'm wondering a bit what I'm supposed to do after bishop a6 here, and he does it. I wasn't done wondering. b3 doesn't really look in the spirit. So maybe it's just good old pawn grabbery? Not sure. Where's Karana when you need him? I'll take, but I'm not sure if this is the way to do it. Recapture, that's a surprise. I was expecting this. Whatever you want to call it. Zwischenzug. Bishop takes f1. Still tricky position. I guess I'm a little better after, let's say, queen takes d5, bishop a6, knight a6, short castles. But it could not be very much if he goes c5. I guess we'll find out. I don't see anything better, really. He also has Zwischenschuss, like queen a5 or queen b4 check, bishop b4 check, but not in the mood. So we'll play this. And after c5, which looks logical to me, I have to make up my mind how I want to try to get a bit of an initiative. Maybe e4. Looks logical, no? I kind of missed queen b7, I have to admit, which looks like a good move. Yeah, looks like I just have nothing after queen b7. Whoa, Zwischenzug! Did not expect that, but I'm not sure if it's good. Ed, knight c2, d6, bishop f6 doesn't seem to go anywhere, so I'll get out of the way. But once again, this knight could also get pushed around a little, so I'm not sure knight b4 is the right decision. I thought queen b7 immediately. Now... Yeah, once again, for lack of better ideas, I'll go a3 and d5 and hope I have something here. I'm really not sure. After takes, knight d4, I have to take cd. Position still looks very close to egalite, frankly. Queen d3 would be nice to have, but it's more important, I think, to get this pawn as deeply into the heart of his position as I can. Because the pawn on the 7th rank is a bit of a nuisance to deal with. Yep, understandably, Shuppi does not want that headache. So what do I do about that? I feel like I gotta stop his pawn from becoming as dangerous as my pawn. After bishop e5, I hope I have some tactics like rook takes c8, followed by queen to f5. So we get this instead. This looks very dangerous for black. Note to self, don't blunder any back rank tricks. Noted. Note to self, go for back rank tricks yourself, if possible. But how? How exactly? Bishop h6 is tempting, but I'm not sure it really does anything. Queen a6, queen d7. Yeah, maybe it's still holding. That's upsetting. What are all these arrows? Go away. Thank you. No, I can't say anything direct. So I guess I just have to keep making moves. Hope that something will pop up. Because b5, that's good news. Squares. Give me them squares. Probably want queen c4, but it did weaken the c5 square. So I'll try to use it for the greater good. Still very hard to break through, because I always have to keep an eye on this d4 pawn as well, so I can't just use my queen to roam around as freely as I would like to. Now d3, I have rook d5, and rook e8 I can take and queen my pawn. So this looks like a nice move to make. At least I thought I could go here, no? I said queen d5. I'm not sure which one was better. But this looks fairly decent. You can take on c7, of course, but do you really want to? First order of business, protect everything. Still kicking, Shuppy boy. This is breaking my first order to set a cheap trap. But don't you like cheap traps? And Shuppy resigns because of queen f6, bishop e5, winning the queen. Hard work against Shuppy. Good game. Who's next? What about Marky Mark? Back in the days when I was Marky Mark, this is how we used to make the party start. d4, knight f6, c4. Sometimes, when I freestyle, I lose confidence. Marky Mark, what language do you understand? Probably you only speak 4 pawns. I used to play this a bit until I realized it's not very good. These e6 followed by rook e8 or e6 followed by bishop g4 lines are just, not really something white can hope to get an edge in. Knight bd7, however, makes it tougher for him to play e6 because now I can take and then take on d6. So I don't like that move very much. I think he should go e6 straight away. Or b5 if you're so inclined, but I like e6 better. Now I feel like I should not even allow him to benko it up by playing b5. Just try to get a grip on the position. Queen c7, I guess, is to prepare e6. Yeah, makes some sense, but it's still a little late for black to start these operations. And I might be able to use that somehow. Also, queen c7 is not normally part of your setup. So how do I go about this? I think I'll put the bishop here and then recapture with the e-pawn, which white is not in time to do in the main lines. But if you can maintain this construction, mate ED with ED, it's often very unpleasant for black to try to find squares for his pieces. Because he just doesn't have that much space. Rook e8 looks normal. Hoping for some knight g4, knight e3 action maybe. But I should be able to stop that maybe. After rook e8 I'll just go h3. And black still suffers from the lack of available squares for his pieces. I can't suggest a move. Probably knight h5 I would play, but I wouldn't be so sure if after g4, knight g3 this trip will have a happy ending. Because the knight could get stuck here, like rook e1 and then king g2. Yeah, it's a tough position. Goes knight f8. Maybe he wants bishop f5. I'm not sure if that's an issue. Should I prevent it? I'll stop it just in case. Even though I'm not sure because my queen is not always ideal on c2. But it feels like bishop f5 was the only constructive thing that black could do. So might as well stop it. And now continue getting the pieces out. Typically you don't want to play a4, a5 in these positions because even though it looks nice, it often gives black more hopes for counterplay with b6 against the b2 pawn than just maintaining the structure when it's very hard for black to suggest sensible moves. Now it feels like the time has come to start active operations, especially after knight h7, which weakens the g6 pawn. He has to take this, and then there should be weaknesses around his king. Queen d7 makes sense, asking my queen to go away, and I will oblige. I want to keep the queens on. Ideally put a knight here, and the threats should start to mount. Mark, thinking hard about a way out. Yeah, it's a tough position. Now it's tempting to start playing here as well, but I don't think I need to get sidetracked by the b6 square. Just knight h4, knight f5 looks pretty good. Rook e5 is very sensible. He's trying to get all his pieces going, and he takes, but that's sort of hopeless. You should try at least to play rook e8 immediately and try to weather the storm, because now you're an exchange down with a bad position, which, yeah, doesn't help. I'll continue my queens on board policy, because his king is weaker than mine, even though, of course, there's nothing wrong with queen takes d7 either. Rook e1, this is also the usual device. If you have two rooks and your opponent has one rook, usually you want to exchange one pair of rooks so that your extra rook can run around unopposed. Yeah, this position. Hopeless, material up, and weaknesses, bishop f4, queen g3. I could also start a journey to bring my other knight to f5. There's not much that Marky Mark could hope for here. Should I pick up that pawn? It's tempting, no? There's nothing you can do about it. And Marky Mark resigns. Yeah, the main takeaway is play e6 in the opening. It will make your life much easier than these knight b7 businesses. Let's play more chess. Some non-premium challenges. Can't accept those, but you still have the chance to get sort of a trial membership for only €5. You can get a monthly membership, makes you premium. Then you'll get your game in this Banterthon. And you get a chance to watch all the video series out there. For example, our latest series that I did with co-banterer Laurent Fressinet and Peter Heine Nielsen on the World Championship match. Some inside track on what happened in Team Carlsen. Lukey Boy has an endgame series, which I thought was very good. I'm not sure it's getting the love Lukey deserves, but he does know his endgames. Surprisingly, I'll admit. Bishop to b5. Let's try knight f6. I've seen most of these Laurent Fressinet files on the Berlin, so I feel ready. Castles, I'm not sure what he recommends here. Probably he wants castles in d6. But I always like this move, knight to d4. I always feel when I can get rid of the horsey against this horsey, I'm in good shape, because the knight on c6 doesn't really do very much. It's always a problem child in these structures. Well, after knight d4, exchanging it, there's not so much for black to be afraid of. Spike Check is saying €5 to play old entire jams that were born in the 60s. No thanks, Kappa. Giving him some internet cred. Yeah, I understand. No one's forced to go premium. Obviously, you're free to watch as well. Obviously, in order to keep things running, we are dependent on premium members and we appreciate it. But you're very welcome to keep watching the old entire jams because that sounds like a lot of fun. He goes knight b2, which is the only sensible thing. I'm not so sure if bishop g4 was the way to go. Maybe I should just have castled, because now after knight b2 my bishop is really not ideal on this g4 square. Like, of course, if he can't do immediate damage, it's good, but if he has time to chase it around, I'm not that convinced it ever belongs on these h5 g6 squares here. Still, having said A with bishop g4, I will probably also say B and keep it around here. But it's double-edged because this bishop can easily get shut out of the game. Do I take? It's always so tempting to take. Normally I don't think it's really correct, but you always feel like doing it. Nah, not going to be able to do it. The problem is he goes d4, then bishop e2, unpins, and I don't think I have enough there. Now I have to justify my bishop on g6. And the way to do that seems to be to go d5 as quickly as possible. Trying to give this guy a bit of daylight. More daylight. Not sure about e4, but it feels logical. If he goes DE, my intention was to go knight e4, going for some cheap threats with knight to g3. But frankly, if he then just plays bishop e3, I'm not sure if I've achieved very much. So can I do better? Queen b6 maybe? No, also nothing special. Yeah, e4 might have been a bit premature. What to do? I'll go knight e4, but after bishop e3. I have a feeling I've somewhat misplayed this. Knight d4. It's also possible stopping my threat. I thought now my queen gets access to this square. Which it does. I didn't think any further, but it looks good enough. Bishop d5 and knight g5. And I can just take that. There has to be something. Bishop d5, what do I do? Maybe just rook a8. Yeah, that feels like the way to go. Invite everyone to the party, as we were taught. Here goes queen f3. Still can't see a way through. Should be one. But if I can't see it, doesn't matter that it exists even. Nope, Moby Chess still in the game. Time to start a new wave of my ferocious attack, including Mr. f8 rook, gf rook f5. Fortunately for me, queen takes e4 doesn't work because I can then recapture with the queen. So yeah, I'm probably threatening f4, followed by knight g5 or something if the bishop goes away. Looks tough for white now. Bishop e3 feels a little slow. Mori01 is asking, Jan, if you could invite one world chess champion from history to dinner, who would you choose? Magnus Carlsen. I feel like he has the most NBA and pop culture knowledge. Like, what else would I talk about with these other guys? Give me that bishop. And Moby Chess resigns. Yeah, he hung in there for a while. I'm not quite sure where it went wrong. Maybe this, at least after g4, bishop g6, I think you have to actively prevent me from getting this d5 in. So maybe some subtle move here, like bishop to b3. Then you can mate d5 with knight takes e5. Because after I get d5 with tempo, as in the game, and my pieces start waking up, this weakening of the king will be an issue. Thanks for the game. Whoa! We have a professional wizard. Provisar 3124. Amazing to be a professional wizard and be a 3124 Grandmaster on this site. That's unheard of. A6. I'm already very frustrated and don't know what to do with my life after a6. But I guess I have to keep going. Pro Wizard knows his stuff. I've never really studied this line. I have to confess. He doesn't go h6, g5. He just wants to play the structure. Which, yeah, is allowed. Queen c7. Is this how the cool kids play this? As mentioned, I'm not being facetious. I've never looked at this. I always assumed, okay, has to be somewhat better for white. But probably if you blunder bishop g4, it's not. Yeah, should have taken that into account. Think, Jan, think. Oh boy. Getting crushed here by Wizzy. That's upsetting. Okay, time for some humble pie. Not really what you want to do, bishop f5. But I just couldn't think of anything good. He takes and goes back, as he should. So now I'm going to have to pretend. This was all part of my master plan. Which obviously it wasn't. Bishop f4. Can I take here and go knight d5 at least? We'll find out. I guess I should play king takes. He does take like this. Okay, don't know if it's good or bad, but it's not like I'm spoiled for choice. Looks like at least Mr. Pro Wizard did not anticipate that. He goes queen a5. Very deep. Does that work? Doesn't look like it should work. Between you and me, Wizzy. Let's stay in the center, shall we? I'm doing my usual thing of intensely staring at the position without really calculating anything, but I just feel like that stare makes me look like I'm thinking about stuff. My position should be quite good now, but of course, we've only just begun. I want to go rook c7, other rook to c1. The usual. Invite everybody to the party. And yeah, I don't think he has anything better than going for this endgame, which does look unpleasant, however. Rook c7 to stop him from getting in. King f7, king e6. He goes h5. I don't see anything too bad happening to me, so I'll take a pawn. Putting all his eggs in Mr. H-Pawn's basket. Time to activate some pieces, then eat some pieces. Still work to be done. That's unpleasant. Come on, Jan. Think for once. How do I do this? That felt like a very clumsy move to make. Well, what can you do? I am threatening mate, so that's the good news. He doesn't want to get mated. That's the bad news. Come a little bit closer, baby. I just can't calculate. That's my real issue. Just can't think. Rook e2. So we're playing the flag game too, huh? seeing how I play. And my mouse is stuck. Don't want to make excuses, but it really is. Come on, wizard boy. Enough is enough. And Pro Wizard does resign. Yeah, that was a messed up opening by yours. Truly. Especially, yeah, not thinking here. When you play Queen c7, which obviously has to have some sort of idea. And then after Bishop g4, I have to fight for my life already. Which is not how it should be, but all is well. That ends well. Thanks for the game. But yeah, I think I'll play another game, but I think the computer might need a restart or something, because it's really getting a little tricky to enter moves here, which is not ideal. I'm not sure if it has to do with the running time, but something feels a little off. But we'll give it another shot and see what happens. Speaking of which, let us play against Always Blame the Mouse. Whoa! Already regretting most of my life choices here. Getting gambited that early in the game. This line is not supposed to be very good, but it's tricky. Not sure if Bishop g3 or Bishop d2 is better. I think white is supposed to be better after either. But it's certainly putting a lot of pressure on my strained nerves very early on in the game. I don't know if f4 is a threat, but it could be. Of course, if black just castles. I'm not going to go f4, but then I'm going to say, haha, your pawn is on g5. And that might be an issue in the future. Knight c6, saying f4 is not a threat. I'm kind of curious though. Why is it not a threat? Let's find out. Oh, there's questions about Always Blame the Mouse's rating. It's 1883, because the username is so long. It's not displayed on the screen. Sorry. Just castles, huh? Must be brave. Must take good old king for a little walk. Queen h4. I'm not sure if g3 works. It could work actually. Queen e4 check, queen e2. Queen takes h1, knight f3. But normally it takes forever to trap that queen. And I'm not sure I have that sort of time. Also, grabbing material is sort of more in my nature than giving it. Even though, of course, here I have to be very careful with my king roaming around. Always Blame the Mouse wants to check me. I don't want to get checked, but now after d takes e5, it's still a messy position. I'm not sure what's happening here. Then again, I do have a piece. Knight takes. I guess we should get rid of that horsey. DE, probably also the correct decision. Maybe time to develop some pieces. Bishop f5 feels wrong. You don't have that many pieces, you can't just exchange them. I will play e4, so this bishop at least gets a clear line of vision, but I have a hard time believing that this can be enough for black. Queen f2, queen e2, I guess. Knight g2 was also fine, not sure. I'm already thinking about like borrowing strategical stuff, like going g4. Endgame. Did you count the pieces? It's another surprising choice. Maybe I miscounted, but no, I do think I have more pieces. Try not to hang all these extra pieces I got, but if I manage, I should be doing all right. Not the prettiest square, I'll admit, but I couldn't see any gains on all these fishing trips. So I'm gonna clumsy it up. Let's make sure these pawns don't get too far. Yeah, this game looks fairly over. Let's bring Freddy back into the thick of things. And wrap it up. Check. Time for the backup knight to take a little trip as well. 96 check was not a bad move. But, you know I like my pawns. Still fighting hard. Always blame the mouse. And if I'm gonna lose this game, I will blame the mouse for sure. But I have a feeling the mouse will get the job done here. Let's put some pieces in the danger zone. And give one final check. Thanks for the game. Always blame the mouse. Do we have any fresh meat? Here we are. Jiffy. Amigo Alex asks, what is this event about? It's an event about nothing. It's like Seinfeld. We just play Banter Blitz for 72 hours, more or less non-stop, with the help of my esteemed colleagues Loek van Wely, Jorden van Foreest, and Laurent Fressinet, and hope that everybody's having a good time, that all the premium members get a chance, since there's 72 hours non-stop, to play a game of chess against a week-old Grandmaster, and, of course, maybe that some new people become premium to get a chance to play against a week-old Grandmaster. But other than that, yeah, we've done this in the past, and I'm often shamed with, you haven't done a Banterthon for a while, which is correct. I found it too tough, or, well, it's doable, but it's not very enjoyable, because you're just trying to make it through it, to do with 2 guys for the 72 hours. But in this format, where we have 4 players, it's kind of fun. We can have some more sessions together, and you guys get the chance to have a different look every couple hours. So I'm enjoying it. I'm not sure if anybody's watching or if it makes any sense for us, but I am having a good time. So that's what it's about. I will play against Dr. Forkan. Amigo Alex asking, can anyone challenge? Yeah, any premium member can challenge. Then we see we have this little queue of challenges here, and we normally just click on them fairly randomly. Dr. Forkan. Galactic is asking, there are different Lukes. There's many different Lukes. Lucky Luke, Luke McShane, Loek van Wely, Luke Wilson. That's all the Lukes I know. Good old Grunfeld. Dr. Forkan is testing me here. I do know you're supposed to go c5 before castles. Because after castles, white is sort of in time to just go bishop e2, c5 castles, knight c6, bishop e3, and consolidate. Well, here white has to waste a tempo on a half useful move like rook to b1. Now black has many a different line. I don't know which one I want to play against Forkanovich. I think, since he feels booked up to me, that I want to keep it less booky and go for some dull stuff like b6, e6, which is always the backup plan. If you're not feeling like entering the main lines, the sharp theory discussions, you can always play some b6, e6, queen c7, knight d7 setup. You might be slightly worse, but it's normally not the end of the world. Give me that pawn. Now it's certainly not the end of the world anymore. Debugger is saying the challenges should be ordered so that we have the queue and people know approximately when they're playing and if they are at all. Yeah, I don't think that works in practice, but yeah, I've seen many discussions about how it should be done. We're doing what we can. We're playing 72 hours non-stop. We give preferential treatment to those who haven't played yet. But of course, there will always be ideas how to do it better. So if you order the challenges, because at some hours of the day we have lots of challenges, I'm not sure how appealing it is that you think if you challenge the first time you might get a chance to play a game is in like 6 hours. So I don't know. There's flaws to a lot of plans. There's no flaws to my plan of grabbing the good old pawn on e4. That I can see at least. Dr. Forkan, I'm not sure what he should do. He should probably take on c5 and try to play that position, but everything is very depressing here for white since he's a pawn down. Rook b1 is trying to take my knight, which I'm not strictly opposed to, but it's not gonna be for free. More pawns incoming. Renault 1703 is asking, Jan, where's Pepe? I'm not sure, frankly. We'd love to have Pepe on as well, but to get the Spaniards to Hamburg in rainy February felt like a long ask. And I'm sure, since Pepe mainly does stuff in Spanish, even though his English is excellent too, that there will be some Spanish counter Banterthons in the near or distant futures. I'm not sure about it, actually. Well, they're always up to no good, so I'm sure Pepe will be around. He played this Gibraltar tournament and he did a little too well. That's the problem. Sometimes he does too well and then he does start feeling himself in chess and he plans a lot of chess tournaments. But I'm not sure where he's currently. I do know that I won this game because Dr. Forcan had seen enough. The site is starting to react slowly, it worries me. But as long as we can still click, we will click. I will play against SPB, Super Bortar 96. He plays e4. I shall Sicilian it up. Another Alapin. Last game I played d5. This game I will go for another line that I've played a bit. This knight f6 followed by knight d5. Many setups here. I started out playing b6. Then at some point I decided this was a smarter way to go about things. And in general, I don't think black is supposed to be in any danger, but you have to know your stuff here. Looks like SPB is booked up. I'm always scared when they're booked up. I'll just try to get my pieces out without too much damage to my king. Long term, g3 feels wrong. He wants to keep his h2 pawn, but it does weaken this long diagonal, so I'm not a fan of that move. Long term black is fine here because of the structure, was what I was going to say initially. I'm just briefly checking that I'm not allowing any bishop h7s here, but I'm not bishop h7, king h7, knight g5. I can just go king g8, queen h5, knight f6. So that doesn't work. And after g3, yeah, white's position got tough to play because he always has to look out for queen c6. Sneak attacks. It's just not very pleasant. Rook e1 is a good move, trying to meet queen c6 with bishop e4, and also in general to neutralize his pressure on the long diagonal. But the problem is for white that if the position here gets too simplified, or gets more simplified like it is now, that then he will have trouble keeping these so-called hanging pawns protected. So it's a position that is sort of asking white to play actively, and if he doesn't manage to, he will be worse long term because of his weaknesses on the light squares. This is where we're going now. White should play a4. Maybe actually I shouldn't have allowed this and played queen c4 first. But what's done is done. Because now after a4, white is still worse, but you can probably draw this if you're careful, like a6, take, queen b3, and then just try to swap down into a somewhat weak, worse but tenable ending. 95, I think I'll just take this guy and then argue that we have a good knight, bad bishop situation. Still gotta be a little careful not to get checkmated, but I think I will manage. He goes queen b3. I don't want to take here, repair his structure. And SPB is trying to find a way out. Might not be lost, but it's highly unpleasant to play such positions because you don't really have active plans, and I can just keep building up until the pressure becomes unbearable. Well, black is in no particular hurry because my knight is so much stronger than the bishop here because of the pawn structure. So yeah, this is bad news. SPB is trying what he can to take a tight defending formation. As mentioned, I'm in no particular hurry to break through. B4, I can probably do it any moment. But I'm gonna try to strengthen my position a little before that. Okay, the time is now. Can do better than this. Let me think. This wins material. Right now b4, rook c3, knight a2, rook c4, knight c1. Yeah, looks like it wins material. Beautiful. King d3 is not a legal move, therefore he has to take and then take on a5, but that's fairly hopeless. So SPB resigns. Thanks for the game, SPB. I will play against Men Kshalam. DC, didn't expect that. I want my pawn back. I get very nervous when I have a pawn down. So give it back to me. ASAP. A3, very tight. I will retreat voluntarily because I don't know what he wants. If he wants to play b4, it can be helpful that I could immediately meet it with knight to e4. Well, now after queen c2, I feel like this queen might be a target in some lines. I can go bishop f5. Hit it! Don't want to go bishop f5 yet, because bishop d3, well, black is fine, but it doesn't feel that crushing yet, so I'll go e5, after which bishop f5. Becomes more annoying, because he can no longer play bishop d3, since I would fork him up. He goes e4, which is very sensible, given the circumstances. I'm gonna take twice, then try to get some pieces out. Not sure I played this well here, actually. I missed queen h4, and then he has some play on the king side, because I was already mentally pushing my pawn majority on the king side up his throat. That sounds dirty, I apologize. But I think after the immediate queen h4, f5, bishop h6, things weren't so clear. And they still aren't so clear. If he goes bishop c4, king h8, and queen h4 then, or queen c4 also legal, but I thought the queen is not so well placed on c4 and will probably have to move again. Either way. So sharp position. Goes knight g5. Let me think this through. Queen e7, bishop c5 I can take. Queen e7, queen h4, I can go h6. Maybe h4 is a good move, but I'll deal with it when it's there. Here I didn't see a follow-up for white. He takes, queen f7. I have queen e7, for example. And generally, the two pieces should just be much stronger than a rook in such position. Of course, I still have to develop, but it looks like it should be possible. So yeah, I think this was an ill-advised transaction. Not sure about a6. I probably shouldn't give the queen this square on b6, but I will. Alright, debugger, you finally broken me. I'll play you next game, but in general I don't like to have to reward this. No, you didn't really complain. It's fine. I'll play you next game. This might look strange, and I'm not sure if it's a good move, but I talked about this some games ago, that if your opponent has two rooks and you only have one, it's often in your interest to keep that one rook on the board. Or the other way around, if you have two rooks and your opponent has one, you want to exchange that one rook so your other rook gets more space to operate. So strategically, it's typically a good idea to not exchange rooks here. Even though I'm material up, I want to keep that one pair of rooks on the board. f3, how do I react though? Do I go e3? Do I go ef? I'll go e3, I'm not sure if that's correct. Manchalan is taking his time here. I think his position is just lost. Frankly, the two pieces, especially since I have two bishops here, are so much stronger than a rook that sooner or later they should start collecting things. And even though this pawn is still blocked, it's a nice asset to have in the future as well. Still, kudos to Manchalan. He's fighting back, trying to activate his rook on the a-file, trying to do what he can. It's just a tough position to deal with. Actually, I should pay some attention before I run into some rook a8 here. Manchalan really putting up a very good fight, which I don't appreciate. I'm aware he has 3 seconds, but I'm trying to flag with dignity. And I hope I managed. Thanks for the game, Manchalan. So where's our boy Debugger? I will announce the queue for the next games. Next game is Debugger, then I'll randomly select someone else. I can't see your challenge though, Debugger. You have to challenge. Please challenge me. Nope, no Debugger challenges. That's a pity. Then I will play somebody else. What about Martin K? Good old French defense. I know basics. I'm not really an e4 player, so I can't claim a lot of expertise, but you come across these systems often enough during your long and prosperous career that I have some idea what to do. Not much of an idea, I'll admit, but some. This position, instead of knight c3, the traditional plans were normally bishop g5, bishop h4, bishop g3, or even some g3, bishop f4. But I think I've seen some people recently just, you know, taking it nice and slow, going for something like this, then playing a3, bishop e3, and claiming, you know what, I don't need all this craziness. I will just develop my pieces, and I'll be okay. Because the question is always if and when black should go for e5 in these positions and under what circumstances it's good or bad or ugly. I'm not sure if there is an answer, but I believe the thinking has turned a bit, that it's not that simple for black to, that he puts his pieces here, then he goes e5 and he's fine, because there's still some weaknesses. King is a little weak, d5 pawn is a little weak. This bishop c6, which makes a lot of sense. I guess I will continue my policy of boredom. Try to block the isolated pass pawn. Zeelandson is saying Jan coaches the world champ and still says he has no expertise. I've never coached him on the Tarash. And in general, of course, it depends on your level. And when I say I know basics, I do know some stuff about the French defense, but it's not an area I've ever studied in order to play it myself, for example, because yeah, I'm not really a 1e4 player. So I understand that when I say I have no expertise, that I will probably know more than most of the viewers. But from where I'm sitting, it's honest. Like, I will tell you, like, this line I know stuff about, or this line I don't know stuff about. And I've never had 3 knight d2, for example, in a tournament game. So my knowledge, to me, feels very limited on the top. Anyway, I'm not sure how my position feels to me here. Rook f3 I was a bit scared of, but I think I can go. Bishop takes e5, Zwischenzug, so that should be fine. Black's position looks active, so it's more of a static advantages that I have weak pawns, some more weak king, versus dynamic advantages that he currently has. The good news is dynamic advantages can go away, while static ones often remain. Miguel is asking, what is your area of expertise, Jan? Most things e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6 from the black side. And yeah, other lines I play, like the Vienna, the Nimzo, the Slav. With white, yeah, most things 1 d4, 1 knight f3. My non-areas of expertise are all Sicilians, all French, all Carocans. Basically openings I don't play with white or black. So we've got near rook f3, gf is, yeah, maybe possible, but it looked too ugly to weaken my king like that. So I'm relying on this Zwischenzug, bishop takes e5. If he goes queen e5 or rook e5, I can take with the queen on f3. And knight f2 didn't look like it should work, bishop b8. So yeah, hope I didn't miss anything crucial. Well, we'll find out. Galactic is asking, do you play some Caro? Yeah, I play it once in a while, but I never well, never is not true, but I haven't studied theory for a long time. I often play it when I feel like my opponent's repertoire after e4, e5 is too drawish, so I need to do something else, and then I decide between Caro and Sicilian most of the time. But it's not something where I could, yeah, tell you anything about the latest theoretical developments or anything of that nature. It's something where I feel like the structures I can more or less understand what goes where, and I'll play it if I, yeah, don't like my opponent's e4, e5 repertoire. But yeah, wouldn't claim much expertise there. Try not to get mated here, but that should be doable. Once again, the same logic applies. He has 1 rook, I have 2, so it's in my interest to exchange his 1 rook. But I don't fully see how to do that yet. Actually, it's not so simple to play this position. Because this rook is a bit of a nuisance. Let me figure out what goes where. Or let me just make random moves. That's more up my alley. The good news is I can't really see a threat yet. The bad news is it's once again not so easy to convert because his bishop is extremely stable on c6. I can't remove my queen from e3 because then e4 to e3 becomes annoying. So it could be one of those where it's an idea at least to eventually take on c6 and then play some position a pawn up if I can't find any other inroads into his position. But I'm not willing to admit to that just yet. h4, queen g4. I'll shuffle around a bit first. Sometimes you have to give Martin K a chance to make a mistake. Sometimes he doesn't. Then you get very upset. Now, yeah, it's surprising, to me at least, how stable his, or how resilient his construction is here. I'll allow e3 because I have f takes e3 and I couldn't see anything too bad happening. But still fishing and no real progress. If he goes rook f6, let's say. Well, here e3 looked nice, but it also gives up a lot of the stability that the black position had. So if I don't allow anything too bad to happen to Mr. G2 pawn, I should be good now. Should speed up a bit. All the thinking about how to break through burned up a lot of my time. The e-pawn of all people. And Martin K resigns. Tough fight against Martin K. Thank you for the game. I'll play the poker face. More g6. Nah, good old Sicilian. I don't know if I have much of a poker face today. But I do like good old fashioned Mora boy. Can I go knight f6 now? I'm always scared to fall for the first trick and get checkmated. But here, I do think it should be possible. Now you go here, right? Is that how you play? Mark Esserman, are you watching? What would the smart people do here? Queen b8, is that a deep move? Looks very deep. Queen c7 looks see walking like this. Too much hassle. Don't hassle the Hof. I can't see anything immediate happening to me. And the good news about all these gambits is, if you don't get gambiteered, you often emerge pawn up. Not sure about rook c8. Looks a bit weird, I'll admit. But how bad can it be? Anytime I want, I can play knight e5 and go for that structure. But I will try to squeeze all I can out of this. Before I do so, b5 I'm not sure, it's sort of unroots, is that a word? My knight on c6. So I'm not sure if this is the correct choice, but still, if anybody's better here, it's black because of the number of pawns. Queen e3, is that finally an unpinning attempt? think the time has come to go 95. Yeah, these pawns are doing a pretty good job, even though they're doubled. They're controlling a lot of key squares. D4, F4, D5, F5. I think that's about it. But yeah, you can tell that my pieces have a bigger future, because I do have 2 of these guys, and he only has 1, so he does not cover the hopefully somewhat crucial D4 and F4 squares. I'll try to do something active for a change. Give this rook a little scope. Yeah, it's a tough position for white. What can I say? I don't have any good advice. I have plenty bad advice. But probably you don't need that, the poker face. Note to self, play h6 or g6 or h5 at some point to avoid backrank mates. Thanks, Jan. Noted. A lot of heat for that knight. Rook b5. I'm too lazy to calculate queen b5, knight b5, rook c1, but I think if I just go queen c7, I'm picking up a piece, so don't really have to. Poker face sees what's in the making, goes rook b3. So many options. Takes some bishop b4 looks quite good, b4 immediately looks quite good. I can't decide, I'll go here. Check. Gimme. Gimme. Yep, let's do that. Penny. Penny the Pooh. Checkmate! Thanks for the game. The poker face. Where's my phone? I want to see if our French friend is awake. I'm aware it's still like 2-3 hours till his shift. But maybe there is proof of life. Not since 1:32 a.m. But he will be here. Very soon. Or eventually, who knows? What do we have here? Let me play against Susaldu Jan. Maybe it's time for good old-fashioned c4. This line is weird. I shouldn't say every game, I don't know the line. But it's a weird line, because c6, knight c3, d6, e4 doesn't work, I just take, no? Yeah, e4 feels wrong, but d6, e3, knight f6, d4, bishop b4, these lines have always confused me, or e3, bishop b4 directly. I always found those very confusing. Anyway, now I'm a pawn up, I'm happy. Looks like a Carlsbad structure, but there's no pawn on e6 or c6, which is a rare sight. Looks like an exchange Slav, without an e6 pawn. Yeah, I guess that was just a slip of the hand, this e5, e4. Probably not what Susaldu had in mind. What can you do? Be my guest, but I might have cruel intentions. He sees right through them, but I have more cruel intentions. There's all this cruelness bottled up. I'm not even sure there was such a great transaction, but 2 pawns are 2 pawns. Is cruelness a word? I'm aware it should be cruelty, but cruelness sounds like it should be a word too, no? So I had a great position, 1 pawn up, which I transformed into a mediocre position, 2 pawns up. Not sure how good a deal that is, but as long as I have the more pawns, my English is deteriorating by the minute. I'm a happy camper. Queen d6. Yeah. Susaldu is doing his best to fight back. But he does have limited means to do that with. Take on e5, come on, I want a good checkers formation. I promise I'll play de. But no checkers allowed. That's a pity. What do I do then? That he spoiled my checker plans. Guess nothing. Now I can no longer go de, which is sad. Can't figure out what should go where. The usual problem. Queen b6, rook d6. Not making that much progress. Queen b6 is a strange move. I'm drifting a bit. I should pay some attention, even though my position It's close to winning. I should not take all these liberties that I've been taking. Oh, my position is winning. It's not close to winning, but still, it's the usual story. In a winning position, you should still make active, good moves, not just think your material edge will get you there. And it's easier said than done. Queen of 8, I guess I can take more pawns now. Very cowardly move, Queen b8. Let's do it. Making me work hard. Time for the next transformation. Nah, I can't do it. Yeah, black's position is not great. What can I say? But still gotta finish the job. I'm not doing very convincingly. Still drifting like an idiot. At some point this might become tough if I keep this up. What happened to my 3 extra pawns? Down to 1. Let's go home. Grandmasterly technique as you are used to on this very program. Thanks for the game. Suzal Duyan, sorry for mispronouncing that name. What's Don't Know Jack up to? I played that a lot, You Don't Know Jack, when I was younger. I think it wasn't when I was older, but I'd have to look it up. My problem is that I don't know Jack. So I had to do my usual thing. I didn't know anything when I started the game, but at one point, once you've memorized all the questions, then you can be pretty good. Pretty pretty good. Check. I normally play bishop e7, but we all need a little change once in a while. I'm not sure that's true. These lines, as CD doesn't look very critical. In general, these lines have never really appealed to me because they require black to play very slowly. b6, bishop b7, blah, blah, blah. It's not really my style, but after CD, ED, the structure is just nice for black because in this Carlsbad structure, the bishop does not belong to g2. It should be on d3. So this is nothing to be too concerned about. Still gotta figure out how to arrange my pieces. But in general, I'm a happy camper here. h6 is another strange move. Spent too much time around Magnus Carlsen. I want to go a6, h6 everywhere. Should be a little careful that I don't get checkmated after queen h4, followed by bishop takes h6. That does feel like I still have sufficient, what's the word, defensive resources for that not to happen. Well, white goes queen c2. Now black is just slightly better because of the isolated pony. The isolated pony, I believe it is. Back to square one. Rook e1 is a good move. I was already having dreams of knight e4, knight g5, knight h3 checkmate. That will now never happen. It's time for a transformation. It's a bit of a strange decision. I'll go h5 first to see what happens. I sort of like this move. It's probably not good because it activates his bishop and it gets rid of his main weakness on d4. But it stared at me for so long that I could not help it. At least f2 is now somewhat weakened as well. Queen e2. Must find cheap trick. Can't see cheap trick. Must work harder to spot cheap trick. Still can't see it. Now we're getting into cheaper, trickier territory. Queen b2 was a mistake. I thought rook d1 and queen e6, but I couldn't see a clear way through. Well, now it's getting tougher. There's all kinds of threats. Bishop f2, knight g3, knight c3, bishop d4. The going got tough. So what's the cleanest? Knight c3, queen c3, bishop d4. Is there any way out? Not really, right? Nothing wrong with knight takes g3, of course, or taking f2. In any way, So I stared at this a bit to make sure that he didn't have some magic knight g6 move, but I couldn't see it. Well, here, yeah. The lack of pieces will eventually come back to haunt Donald Jack. Thanks for the game, sir. Okay, I'll play one more and then I'll check if Julius is still open for business. Because I need more coffee and I need to geolocate Monsieur Fressinet. G3 goes e4. I haven't played e5 for a while, so let's do it. d4, so aggressive. Give me. Knight f3. Did I give this move here? I don't know why I would do that, but I have some vague recollection that I might have mentioned this somewhere as a playable move. Honestly, I don't know why. Knight f6, e5. How does that go? Queen e7. No idea. I think I mentioned d6 in wherever I did this. I really can't remember, but now it looks okay. Now I'm in time to harass the center, and I've saved a move on d6, so I can still go d5 or d6 according to circumstances. f3 always feels somewhat risky with the king still in the center, so I will try to open the position before he makes it to safety. Still not the end of the world, where I can probably take everything and go knight b3, but it looks somewhat unpleasant. Now do I go bishop b6 or bishop b4? Both are mildly tempting, but yeah, I think, actually I regret this. I think I should play bishop b6, keeping the king in the center, because now he even has some compensation for the pawn. Sad. Okay, we are here. Nothing to do about it. This guy looks like he's not running away, so maybe I should develop some pieces. b5. Yeah, why not? You attack mine, I attack yours. I'm very much an eye for an eye and a rook for a rook guy. Trying to evaluate how big White's drawing chances are here. Which I failed to do, so I'll just take my chances. Black is better, obviously, because we'll have the same construction, but I have more pawns on the king side. But if it's objectively winning, better, playable, like, you know, there's many shades of weird here. I do not know. Not so sure about the f6 move. Generally, though, you want to put your pawns on dark squares to restrict his bishop. Blah, blah, blah. Another general thing, which is why I wasn't so thrilled about my f6 move, is I don't want to exchange rooks here. I do want to take pawns, but I did allow him to activate his rook, sort of drastically, which I'm not sure had to be done. Then again, I can't see anything direct happening to my king. So I will, you know, collect pawns until I can see the threats mounting. Jiffy. Quo Vadis. 95 looked like the best chance. 94, there's bishop c5. I wanted 94. Bishop c5 sort of bothers me. What else can I do? Active move time? Rook d8. Doesn't feel like it's active move time yet. Nah. We'll just have to. Keep this going. H3 G4, something that should concern me. Nah. Should concern me, but it doesn't. Don't concern me all that much, let's say. Three pawns are 3 pawns. You've seen how ruthless I am with 3 extra pawns in the previous game. Was it the previous one where I blundered 2 of them away? As long as I have 1, there's always hope. Bushido Hara is asking, is Jan rocking pajama pants with a suit jacket? I am wearing sweatpants indeed. Normally I'm Donald Ducking it though, so this is an improvement. Don't Google Donald Ducking. Run! No, don't check me. I don't like to be checked. I like to run. Keep running. Running, running, wait, running, running. You can finally check me. Not a lot of faith in my lethal technique. Alright, what to do? Jiffy does resign. Thanks for the game, Mr. Jiffy. I'll see if I can get Julius to make another cameo appearance. Be right back.